or just come back and watch the replay and pause me. How about that? Either way, we are going to use ChatGPT, Canva, and data. I'm going to actually use InfoSparks, but I'm saying data because what if you wanted to use different data? So here we go. Or if you needed to find it from someplace else. Here we go. So I'm going to actually use InfoSparks. From Connect MLS, I get to it from tools, resources, and links. You can also get to it from Showing Time, if you have it. Now, in InfoSparks, we're going to actually use reports. So the report we're going to use is local market updates. You can literally pick whatever area you want. So I'll just be kind of random. I'll go with Bartlett. And then when I click view report, I'm getting April 2023. So the two reports I want are April 2023. And if I go back, I want April 2013. So every month we get an update around the 15th of the month. So if I look at April 2023, you can see we got an update around the 14th. I really think it was the 15th, but I see it. It says the 14th. So I want to compare and contrast, or just compare the data from April 2023, April 2013 to April 2023, or April 2023 to April 2013. And I'm going to zoom in so you can actually see the difference. So we can see that if we look at Bartlett, April 2023, median sales prices for detached were 400,000. Average market time was 25 days. And then inventory at the end of the month was 14. So 14 houses on the market. If we hop back over to 2013, look at this. Median sales prices were like almost half. And then average market time was 99 days. What were we at? We were at 25 days. Like that's like 25%, 75% less. And then inventory was 130. You do the math. I need a calculator. So what you're going to do is, well, first, there's a couple of things I want you to do. I want you to zoom out enough where you can take a snippet, a new snippet of the data for April 2023. And then I want you to save that snippet. So we'd click save, and I'd just probably save this as Bartlett, April 2023. And then I would go back and do the same thing for, let's zoom out, 2013. So we're going to take a snippet of this one. If you're on a Mac, it's Command Shift 4 and then just draw. So we'd save this one. I don't know why it disappears now. So I'm going to save this one as, I don't know why it didn't let me paste that, 2013. So now we have two marketing pieces. Then what you're going to do is you're going to hop over to this thing called Canva, and you're going to click create design, and you're going to type in flyer, and we're going to go with 8.5 by 11. The next thing you're going to do is you are going to choose upload, and you're going to upload those two PNG JPEGs that you just saved. Then what you're going to do is we're going to add them over to the right. So this one is 2023, and I'll make it big enough so I can add some more information, and I'll move it up a little bit, and then I'll add another page and add 2013. So here we go. The next, that's the wrong one. I just did the wrong two because I didn't upload them. So hold on. We don't want that one. You want me to actually show you that I uploaded it. Then we add 2023. Move this up a little bit. There's reasons. Then there's our second page, and there's 2013. So I'm kind of making it fit the page. Now, I love Midwest real estate data, but I can also see down here at the bottom that the system is telling me the data is coming from Midwest real estate data. So I'm going to go over to elements and choose this square or rectangle. and I'm going to hide MRED. Change the color to white. It's magic. I'm going to copy that and do the same thing down here. And if you're like me, whoops. Let's copy that square, scroll down, paste. I don't know why it keeps doing like I just want to grab that. There we go. And if you're like me, I don't like that line, so my snippet wasn't great. So I double clicked to crop a little bit. So now it looks a little bit cleaner. Then what I did was I'm going to add my company logo. I have the upgraded version of Canva, so I can have folders, and I already have my logos in a folder. And then here I'll cheat. We'll Control C to copy, paste that kind of in the same spot. Now, this is an idea of what I created, but I already have one built out so you can see it. So this one I'm going to actually put in the mail. So what I also did was I put in the company logo. I put in information about Mark and I. You can make it look prettier. And then I created that same square. So I'll show you. I clicked this square and I put it over the area I wanted to highlight. And I'm only highlighting really the detached. Then I changed the color up here to yellow, and I chose the option for transparency, and I made it transparent. And I did this intentionally because that's what I want to highlight. So I did this for detached 2023 in West Chicago, and I did the same thing for 2013. But then notice I actually put in a box to cover up the information down here. Now it's totally up to you, because now what I want to do is create a write-up in ChatGPT to use this information. I mean, to take the information to explain it to a potential seller. And also notice at the bottom, I put in for a free complimentary market analysis of your home, go to, and that's my Cloud CMA link. If you don't have Cloud CMA, which we do, you could use a Google form, and then you can create a CMA. And then this is the same information from Bitly. Scan the QR code, same thing. So I want to actually explain this data. So what I'm going to do next is hop over to ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, compare the West Chicago, Illinois, single family, I'm sorry, let's do this, detached single family home April 2023 data to April 2013. I can almost guarantee it's not going to do what I want, but I want to show you. So I'm going to come back over to my report, and I will hit Control A to highlight, Control C to copy, and then Control V over here to paste. Spacebar, come back to 2013, Control A to highlight, Control C to copy, and then Control V to paste. Now I'm going to say, write the summary at a 5th grade level. If you have a Mac, it's Command A to highlight, Command C to copy, Command V to paste, enter. Now, from what I've learned is it doesn't always compare it the way I want. And I don't know why, but I probably need to figure out what my prompt is. So I'm looking at this, and I always go back to compare. So in April 2013, so new listings, let's see if it gives me the 2013. Oh, I think it does. It does. It gave me what I wanted. So the average time it took to sell a home increased by, oh no, it's backwards. So I got to fix that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually tell it what to compare. And this is why I shared this, because sometimes you have to do a little more work in ChatGPT, or if you're using Canva, right? So I'm going to say, compare 2013. Let me show you what I'm going to go grab. Compare the inventory of homes, because it might be comparing 2023 to 2022. Compare the inventory of homes. I'm going to copy that. Compare the inventory of homes at month's end for April 2013 and April 2023. April, I'm going to do this inventory of homes at month end. I'm going to say, I also wanted to compare market time and median sales price for April 20, and then I'm going to actually put it in. So April 2013 inventory of homes was, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab this. I got to zoom in because, if I can't see it, we're going to say, we're going to say 120 homes. So I'm going to come back and write in was 120 homes for sale. Then I'm going to say market time was, and let's go back. Market time was 87 days on the market. So we'll put that in. I'm going to screw this down. Was 87 days on the market, and median sales price was 155. Okay. Single family detached homes for April 2023, inventory of homes was, and it can fix your grammar. If you're like, you don't think it sounds correct. I do believe ChatGPT is pretty good at that. So 27 homes for sale. Market time was 100. Oh, actually went up. Let's go back. I'm going to go see this. Oh, it's up. So it's up, it's higher. So sitting on the market longer, that's still okay. Was 133 days, and median sales price was 343. Compare and contrast the data for a potential home seller. The value of this is if you didn't have InfoSparks, you know what you need to go look for. How many houses are on the market for the month of April, the entire month of April? What was the market time, average market time for the entire month of April? And what was the median sales price for the entire month of April? You could use average, but I would go with, if you're going to use average, also use median. The data for a potential home seller to place their home on the market for sale. Right at a 5th grade, write the summary at a 5th grade level with a call to action to call, text, or email Mark Little at, let's put his phone number. Boom. I kind of like that. Let's see. In April 2013, the housing market in West Chicago had 120 homes available for sale at the end of the month. Homes took an average of 87 days to sell, and the median sales price for a single-family detached home for detached homes was 155. Fast forward to April 2023, and the inventory of homes at the end of the month dropped significantly to just 27. However, the market time increased to 133 days, meaning homes took longer to sell. The median sales price for single-family detached homes increased to 343. If you're considering selling your home, these numbers provide important information. The current market has lower inventory of homes, indicating less competition. However, it also suggests that homes are taking longer to sell. There you go. That's good, but we can fix it a little bit, but I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to literally highlight it, Control C to copy, hop back over to this thing called Canva, double click, paste, I think. Where'd it go? Oh, I just need to change the color. We're going to shrink it. We're going to put that over to the left. We're aligning our paragraph. I'll fix this a little bit. I don't know why it likes that, but we're going with this. And then I'll make my spaces just like that. How's that look? Kind of good, right? I mean, we made it simple. Simple. You could, if you're like, really just want that to be aligned equally, there you go. So now I have a marketing piece that can go in the mail right away. I'm literally finished. And then all I have to do is, so we'll call this the city. Then you might change that. And here's the cool thing is now when I click share and I download it, I can simply download it as a PDF for print. And as soon as I download it, I can print it out and then I can have it stuffed and put in the mail. If you really aren't sure who to market to, I highly recommend that you consider using Remine or Realist. In my market, so for those of you that are Caremark agents, if you're a Florida Caremark agent, I'm dreaming, right? I would use Realist to get the data or RPR. But if you have Remine, I would hop over to Remine. Here, let's do this. Let's print one of these so you can see what it looks like. So I click print. I choose flip on the long edge. This is the long edge, right? We choose print, boom. So while that's printing, I'll show you my cart. Let's see. So Carrie subdivision, no mortgage, 36 properties. Let's pull a list. Let's see. Let's pull a list. Let's do my entire market. We'll let that print. So we'll go over to search. It'll be quick. So we'll go to search. We will put in, let's do the entire city of West Chicago. Let's see what we get. Then we'll choose off market. And just to make it easier, let's hop over to InfoSparks and let's see what the best house to sell is in West Chicago. I never have patience for things. So let's see if that opens it faster. Of course it does. So West Chicago. Then let's change the bedroom count. Custom, clear, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4, 5 or more. Done. Double arrows. And then the bar view. And let's look at what's selling, closed sales. So I'm either selling a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom, and then housing inventory, everything is selling. If I look at the median sales price, affordability is in that 3-bedroom. So I'm going to go with a 3-bedroom in West Chicago. So when I hop back over to Remine, I'm going to put in 3 bedrooms. And then I'm going to come over to the left and choose absentee status, absentee in-state and out-of-state. You can do the same thing in Realist. There's 36. I might even, let me. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. There's 67. That's interesting. And West Chicago is not huge. Like Naperville is like, there's 6 times the amount of people. So I'm going to go with this, but to take it a step further, I'm going to go with mortgage age. And let's just see what happens when I put in has no mortgage. Oh, it takes it down to 18. Then I'm going to choose 15 plus years in the home. So only 21. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is take off mortgage age, because if you don't have a mortgage, you can sell. 67. So I will click select all. Cart. We'll say West Chicago absentee owner. Create. And then what I'll do is download the labels in the carts. I think my dog is dreaming. And then I'll choose more print mailing labels. And I'm going to mail to the mailing address, print labels, and then I'll print those out. But this is what the actual document looked like when I printed it. There you go. Front, back. Front, back. I can put it in the mail. Now, let me just give you a couple more tips though. Because I'm mailing to the mailing address, I might get out a Post-it note and handwrite your address at, because they live somewhere else. And if we were to look at, let's go back and look at those labels so you can see where we're mailing to. We got a lot of St. Charles. We've got Finley Road. That's got to be Lombard, but I would double check that. And I've got a few that don't have addresses. So I'm not mailing to those until I can figure out what those addresses are. But we've got a few people that are getting mail somewhere else. We're getting mail somewhere else. In the P.O. box, they might actually get mail at the physical address. So there you go. I can get these in the mail, print them out with my own printer instead of paying for it somewhere else, and I'm good. If you're Women's Council, I think you can get a discount at Office Depot, it's crazy amount of money. So yeah, let's get to work. Let's get to work. You could do this. Grab your coffee, grab your notebook, grab a cup of water, because this is going to be a really good tip for all of you. Yes, ChatGPT has given you the ability to add Canva as a plugin, and why not? As a real estate agent, we need to work faster. So this is a really quick way you can start using Canva to help you think and help you start building the graphics you need for social media, or maybe a presentation, or maybe even your own website, or how about even a blog. So here we go. Now I will have to say, so I have the upgraded version of ChatGPT. So if you are still using the free version, you will have to upgrade to version 4. Now, once you do upgrade, you will have the ability to add the plugins. So you need to start here. So bottom left-hand corner, go ahead and click on where you would log in, and then, or where you would sign out, bottom left-hand corner, and then choose where it says settings and beta. Once you choose settings and beta, really quickly click on the beta features, and then this is where you will need to choose that slider bar for plugins. Now, you might as well turn on the advanced data analysis. Why not? But for today, we're just going to talk about the plugins. Once you have added this option, you will then have the ability to add Canva and other plugins that you might want to use. So simply click on this drop-down menu, and then scroll down if you don't have anything already added, and choose plugins. And then it's this simple. Search for Canva. Boom. Now, I will tell you that I added a few of the plugins, but I quickly learned that you can only have 3 in this drop-down menu at a time. So you can see that I have Canva, I had turned on Kayak and Wikipedia. I haven't even tried the, I have Zapier turned on. I haven't tried Kayak yet. I'll let you know, because I'm thinking this could be a great way to find flights. Maybe there's even one for Google. So pick a few, try them out, test them. We're going to work with Canva right out the gate. Now, what I also learned was, because I'm the data person, so I was throwing in data. I literally created this prompt. I'll show you. And I copy, cut, and pasted it, but Canva does not have the ability to create the actual graphic with my data yet. So at least for the moment, the great thing about using the upgrade is that you will have the ability to think. So if you're the person that's always hunting over on Canva and you can't figure out, or you can't get your brain to say, you know what, which graphic should I use? You could just simply come to ChatGPT, chat.openai. You will have to upgrade in order to get this plugin. So you would just simply start to type. So let's go with, I want an infographic. So create an infographic that I can use as a real estate agent to explain real estate beta. There you go. Done. Well, kind of done. So what quickly happens is Canva is thinking and working with ChatGPT to try to figure out what graphics I might use. I also know that I would have to change the brand colors. I also realize I'm going to have to go add the data. But this is a really great way to start building content. Now, I did choose infographics. And when you create an infographic, it could be kind of long. So it might end up over on a blog post. It might end up on a website. It might even end up more on Facebook than some of the other pages, because this would be a lot to read in a story, a reel, or a YouTube short, or maybe even TikTok or Snapchat if you're still using it. But once you get the image that you like, and I really did, I like this one, even though I might even change some of the images, you could literally just come here and click on whichever one you like, and then Canva is launched. I mean, it really doesn't get any easier than this. So let's go test it. Let's go try it again. So now I'll come back to ChatGPT and let's say create a social media post. I'm going to say for Instagram for a coming soon listing. I'll say as a real estate agent. I was really specific before and I was like, nope, we got to keep it simple. So again, if you know you're going to be working on marketing and you're trying to think outside the box and your company doesn't create the marketing for you, and let me say, I am all for all of our companies creating the marketing, but sometimes we need to have the ability to maybe look a little bit differently than the other agents in the office. So how do you like this? So I say, leverage the fact that if you already have the upgraded version of ChatGPT, you can add the plugins. And it's as easy as going to the bottom left-hand corner, making sure you go to settings, making sure you go to beta, turn on the plugin slider bar, and then add Canva. I will give you a tip, or I will tell you what could happen. If you have not cleared your cache, meaning under tools, more tools, take a few moments. You might have to clear your browsing data if the plugins aren't available and you're like, Carrie, it's not working. Because what you're going to say is, Carrie, it's not working. I am good for, I need to clear up the cache, and then it just worked easily. So look at this. Canva is still thinking, coming up with ways to help me market my coming soon listing. And here, let's just go with, I'll just pick the first one. And then what would I do if this was one of my new listings? I would, if I love it, I would click the background and I would change it to maybe the company colors. I would change this to my company logo. I own my own brokerage. I'm the designated managing broker. Let's see, where are my logos? There we go. Logo. I would add the company logo. Look at that. I would put the address. I would add the photo of the listing, maybe put my company website, and boom, I have a new coming soon image. All of this started right in ChatGPT. So start using it today. And let me know you're actually using the tool. I like to know that you're using it. It works. It's helping you. You are now a graphic designer. So keep me posted. Thank you for watching another episode of Learn to Earn with Carrie. If you like what you're learning, take a few minutes and subscribe. Are you ready to work with sellers? This is the video for you. In this short video, I am going to go over things you want to do to provide value when a seller is ready to put their home on the market. Let's get to working with sellers. So I wanted to talk to you about preparing your home for the open market. And of course, I went to ChatGPT to ask it I asked it to update my title. So here's what we got. Let's see. Captivating buyers, secrets to making your listing market ready. Creating a desirable space, making your listing market ready. The road to a successful sale. Making your listing market ready. Captivating buyers, turning houses into homes, making your listing market ready. from ordinary to extraordinary. Like there's so many ways we could say this to a seller. So whether you are an agent working with a seller, or maybe you are someone thinking about putting your home on the market, or maybe you're just here because you stumbled on my YouTube channel, or you're in my membership and you're like, okay, Carrie, just get to it. Here we go. Because everybody can learn from this. Here we go. You're working with a seller, you've got the listing, they've signed all the paperwork, or how about this? They haven't signed out, blah, blah, blah. You're working with the seller and they've signed all the paperwork. Or maybe they haven't signed the paperwork yet and you're at the pre-listing appointment and you're walking through, right? You've got your notebook, right? For me, it is literally it's the listing input sheet. It's a notebook to ask questions. I have pre-written out questions that I want to know or ask the seller. So you're walking through the home, and before you get started, you say to the seller, I've got my notes. Let the seller know your goal is to create a dream home for a new buyer. So you're walking through and you say, okay, dear Mr. and Mrs. Seller or seller, my goal is to help you create a dream home for that next buyer, right? There are things you're not going to like. There are things that I'm going to say and you're going to be like, you know what, Carrie, I'm not doing that. And that's okay. And then I might say it might even feel overwhelming. So I'm going to create a list of things that I know you can do that don't cost you any money or anything extra. You might choose to spend the money. Then I'm going to create a list of things that I really believe that if you make these updates, it will make your home a dream for a new potential buyer. And then if I have a buyer, whether they're in my marketplace looking to buy again, or maybe even rent again, or they're moving out of the area, I will say, I want you to put on the hat of you're a buyer when we walk through the house. Because if you do that, when you go to look at property, this is the same thing that's going to happen. And I've had it happen to sellers. And I've been in the real estate industry now since 1997. And we would put their house on the market, and there were things they weren't willing to do. Then we'd go look at a property and they're like, oh, this is terrible. They need to fix this, or they need to do this. And oh, if it just had this. So put on the hat of a buyer, because once you do that, Mr. and Mrs. Seller or seller, once they do that, they will then see what a new buyer wants. Now, again, there are people out there like my husband, and he can just go in and buy the house. He will just go in. He doesn't care. Structure, great. Falling apart, still okay. Maybe not leaning, but he will still buy the house. There are some people that can see past all of it. But here's what I know. I don't care if you are someone that can see past all of it. I watch you when you go to buy. I watch you walk into the house, and the house that is beautiful. It has the lemon scent from, Bath and Body, the plug-in, or it smells like Fabuloso, or maybe it smells like Pine Sol, or maybe it just smells clean, and then it's bright and airy, and the windows are open, and you can smell the outside, the fall, the spring, the summer air, and you're like, oh, this is it. That's what we need to do for your new buyer. Even if you're the kind of person that can go in and make it your dream home, not everyone thinks like that. So here we go. In no specific order, but this could be something you want to start with. You are going to declutter. Now, I have my steps on how to do this, and it's start by working room by room. Pick a room, work with just that room. So, if you have 11 rooms, 11 days, if you have the ability to do it that way, and start with the easiest one first. And the easiest one might be the bathroom, going with the garbage can through it, pull everything out of the sinks, pull everything out, and just get to work, right? I swear I don't know what just happened. That's right. Just get to work. Again, pick the easiest room first and get to it. Number 2, don't go this alone. Recruit your friends, your family. Go find someone to help. That's the free way. You could always hire, day labor to come and help you get it done. Number 3, the goal is to make your home look bright, open, and spacious. We want the buyer to see themselves in your home. So when I say you have to start decluttering, if you got a lot of purses, right? You got a lot of tools somewhere in the house. You need to start taking that out of those spaces so people can see their items in your space. So if you have 50 pairs of shoes, Some of you know you have more. If you have 50 purses, you need to start taking out the items you're not using. Now, unless you're that really great influencer stylist that has everything put in a great order, or it's staged, it looks just beautiful. It looks like everything we see on Pinterest. I get it. I am all for less is more. And again, we haven't bought anything, except you might buy some bins to start putting things away. So the other thing when you declutter, I'm going to say this is really your number 3. You're going to start packing at the same time. So number 2, clean your house. First of all, my husband always gets mad at me. He's like, Carrie, why are you cleaning for the cleaning people? And I'm like, I'm cleaning. I'm putting things away so they can actually clean, because I didn't put things away. But, put things away and then hire a professional cleaning service. If you're really good at cleaning, go for it. If you're not, you can get friends and family to come help you clean, order some pizza, whatever you need to do. You need to get the house clean, but it might be better to just hire someone. And, and when I say declutter and clean, as your number 2, bring a friend over and say, tell me about my house. What do you think? And own it. They're going to tell you things you don't like. They're going to say, yeah, you need to clean the stove. For real, clean the stove. If you're someone that puts aluminum foil on your stove so it never gets dirty, I'm going to need you to take that off, and I'm going to need you to clean it. Right. If you have pets, ask a friend and go and ask them to, say, does my house smell like animal? They're going to tell you probably yes. That means the dog needs to be bathed more, and you are going to go through and clean everything, the things you didn't think you needed to clean. Because if you put animals on the furniture, it sits in the furniture, right? And people think if your house doesn't smell clean or isn't clean, they're like, oh, this is going to be a lot of work. So ask a friend, does my house smell like animal? Clean your couches, clean the walls, wipe them down, right? And then wash all of your comforters. I get it. Some of us have duvets, and we might take the top off of the duvet and only wash that. Wash it all. Wash everything, all of it. Once I went into a property, this was years ago when I worked for another company, and the house had at least 3 dogs, the Shaggy DA, sheepdog. And I was so glad to get in the garage to smell the gasoline. That's how bad it was. There's a lot I can say with that. So please, please, please clean, 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 clean. What you think is clean, someone else might not think is clean. So if you have pets or if you have dust, look underneath the refrigerator. I'm telling you, when I go to sell my house, I'm moving out. Although I think my house looks great. I think it looks, it's clean. Number 3, start packing and donating items and throw things out that you don't want to keep. Don't bring it with you. Don't have to unpack that stuff. So start packing and donating items. You could do all of this in your declutter, cleaning the house, and packing. It'll actually help when you go to move anyway. Get paper and write out what's in each box and slide it in that see-through bin. Number 4, if you made updates to the home, you could break out a regular sheet of paper and list every update. What's the, age of the furnace? What's the age of the air conditioning unit, the hot water tank, the age of the roof? Did you make any major updates? Did you pull the permits? If you did or you didn't. I've called villages and I call and say, hey, I have a seller. They made some updates 10 or 15 years ago. What do they need to do? And they said it's really between the buyer and the seller, because they didn't pull a permit. So, make sure if you're someone that made renovations and you didn't pull a permit, please call your village or your city to find out the rules. Don't just go fixing things. Keep receipts of everything. Keep your permits. And you might even call the village to find out what you need to do. Hopefully they don't make you rip everything out. But when I've called, they say it's really between the buyer and the seller. So always know that. Okay. Number 5, remove extra items from your home. Like, if you have a living room set and there's just that extra rocking chair that you don't need. If there is, if you have throw rugs everywhere, you'd be amazed at how much nicer your home looks with less in it. If you have a waffle maker, you've got a toaster, you've got a juicer, you've got a blender, what else? You've got the air fryer, you've got the coffee maker, you've got the espresso maker, you've got the alcohol drink maker. All the stuff is in the kitchen, plus your knives, plus your utensils. You've got extra pop, soda, all this extra stuff on your kitchen counters. It's time to clean up. Yeah, maybe it's just not working great anyway, and it's just time to throw it out. Clean the counters. Let this make the space look great. And here, you're not going to like me. Real estate agents, I'm talking to you so you can know how to talk to your sellers. But if you are a seller, I need you to go in and look at your cabinets, get rid of stuff, clean them out. People will feel like it is too much for them if your house is not clean. You know, I really want to say if it's nasty. Okay, I get it. And first of all, I live in my house. When someone's coming over, I get nervous. Like, I get nervous because you want to clean up. My goal is one of my agents said, Carrie, the goal is to keep the first floor clean. So if you open my front door, I want the living room to always look great. The living room, the dining room, and what you can see from the front door. Let's see. Number 6, get rid of furniture you're not going to take with. Get rid of furniture that has too much space. I had a seller once and went to the property, and the seller said, hey, Carrie, we're going to get rid of everything. And I'm like, okay, but wait a minute. Before we get rid of everything, what are you doing? They said, we're moving. We're not taking anything with. And I'm like, okay. They said, my friend's coming to get this. My cousin's coming to get this. I'm like, wait a minute. Get rid of everything. And whoever you offered this to, I need you to keep this, and this. Then I used it to make their home, look not spacious. They had a whole living room set in like a study, and I moved it out. I kept the Chase Lounge in the study. I put a lamp up. We put side tables, and then we put books up on the bookshelves. And they were like, oh, we should have done this. Then I put the furniture that was in their family room. I didn't want them to get rid of the dining room table. I had them take a leaf out. For those of you that have those tables that expand, you know what I'm talking about. And then, the homeowners were like, we're going to put in granite counters everywhere. And I'm like, you don't need to do that. Let me tell you what I want you to do. I want you to paint. I want you to replace all of the light switch plates and the outlet plates. Give it a nice clean look. Some people are like, oh, I don't have to do that. I can clean it. Nope. It is cheaper to go to Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot, Amazon, Ace Hardware, and just get everything new. Trust me. It'll look so much better. And then I was like, I want you to paint the whole house. And they were like, we're just going to replace the carpet here. I'm like, if you can not do the granite counters, I want the carpet replaced in the whole house and paint and change the light fixtures to what's new and, and what people want today. Like, what's the trend? And you know what? They did all of that and they still replaced the countertops. It worked. It really did work. So you don't have to get rid of everything because we need the house to look great. Number 8 was paint, brighten up the home. If your home already is, freshly painted and looks great, I get it. But if you have an orange kitchen, a blue living room, and a yellow dining room, ask a friend what they think, because it's not what you think and not what you love all the time that is going to make your house sell. Now, there's some houses that can be cute like that. Remember, for number 9, first impressions are everything. When I drive up to your home, what do you think? What do I think? Put on the hat of a buyer. I was just telling my husband, we recently ran to Menards and I'm like, oh, we were doing some other updates. We got busy and I have weeds on the side of the house. I'm like, can I at least get mulch in the front and put some flowers in? Like, I'm truly believe that the front of your house really does matter. How many cars do you have in the driveway? That part. And then number 10, when you purchase a home, you will want the house to be perfect, even if you don't believe it. We watch you when we go to shop. So if you're a real estate agent and you're listening to this, I want you to pay attention to your clients when you shop for a home. And let me just give you a number 11. Take your client out to look at new construction. Take your client out to look at a few homes, even if it's just open houses, and pay attention. When they go into a house that has an awful smell, they do this. Or they walk into a house and like, yeah, nope, it's got the space, but it needs paint. Write all this down. And then when they see houses that are, updated or they were, and I won't even say staged, because I can stage a home with your own furniture. I can put the lights in the right places. We can open the blinds. I should have said that. Clean your blinds, wash the drapery. I can go through a home and make it look great just with what you have. Just with what you have. People need to see themselves in the space. So pay attention to your clients when you go to take them to look at new construction, because I promise you they will tell you everything you need to know so you can go back and say, I watched you. When you walked into a home that looked beautiful, you didn't care if the roof was old or new. You cared about, could you live in it? although we do want the roof to be great. I watched you. So those are my tips. Whether you are a seller, whether you're an agent and you're thinking about selling your home, or you're thinking about working with a seller, if you do these simple things, you will have the house that sells first in any market. Price is important, but in any market, the houses that move the fastest are the ones that look the best. Don't you want multiple offers? Okay, I've got a new tip. I've got a new tip. It is kind of cool. Are you trying to figure out how to create social media posts, but you're still kind of stuck with using ChatGPT, or you're like, I don't know what to ask. I'm not quite sure. Guess what? You can add an extension on Chrome. Yeah, kind of cool. And I think Firefox, depending on which one you use. I use Chrome. So let's do it. Here's what I want you to do first. I want you to add keywords everywhere to Chrome. So simply just go to keywordseverywhere.com and then install for Chrome. Then what I want you to do is to go back to ChatGPT, OpenAI, right? chat.openai.com. And then I want you to simply click refresh and look what you're going to get. Bottom left-hand corner, you've got templates. When I tell you it can't get any easier than this, it can't get any easier than this. So here we go. As I try to get this eyelash out of my eye. What you're going to do is you're going to click templates. When you click templates, you have keyword everywhere, ChatGPT prompt templates. When you hear the word prompt, think of it as keywords everywhere is helping you with what you need to type into ChatGPT to help you get the content that you want. Now, do you have to use this? No, but it could be a great way for you to start because you're trying to figure out what you need to build. So watch this. When you choose category, you can copyright. So copywriting, you've got marketing, search engine optimization, and social media. So since most of you are like, Carrie, social media, let's go with that. Then under the subcategory, what do you want? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube? I'm going to go with TikTok. I'm sure you're all using it, right? But let's go with this. Let me show you why. If you choose TikTok, you get video ideas, script writer, hashtag generator, and post calendar. Have you been trying to create a process for social media? If I go back to Instagram, you get generate Instagram carousel, generate Instagram captions, and Instagram post calendar. Now, what keywords everywhere could have said video, they could have done some other options. But here's the cool thing is you could go back to TikTok, and even though you're using TikTok video ideas, you could still use these on Pinterest. You could use them on YouTube Shorts. It still works. Now look what happened when I click TikTok videos. You can choose the language you want. Go ahead, try the other languages. So far, it is not giving me, it didn't give me Spanish, but when it didn't work, I just said rewrite this in Spanish without keywords everywhere, and it worked. Then once you choose your language, what is your voice? How do you want to do this? How do you want to build it? So I'm going to go with enthusiastic. And then writing style. What is your writing style? So how do you want to build this? I like creative. It could be instructive, like you're a real estate agent. And then what is your topic? This is the prompt. However, you need to put in a topic. So I want to create videos to help sellers understand now's a great time to sell, maybe, or I could put in rent versus own. I could put in quick ways to upgrade your backyard space, or how to renovate a property. So let's go easy. Let's type in rent versus owning a home. I'm just going to click execute. Why not, right? We're done, almost done. So you got all of these examples, title, rent versus owning, which one is right for you? Like, it gave me ideas for video. I'm going to take it a step further. And you could have put in, in the keywords in your template, we could have wrote in rent versus own with a title, with a description of the video and a hook. You could have done that, but if you didn't, you can also come back down here at the bottom and you can update what the content that was created. So I'm going to say update the video ideas with a intro with a good hook, a video description, or I gotta think, where to say video description, the script, the script for video, and a call to action to reach out via text, phone, or email, something like that, in a table view format. Boom. Scroll down. Catchy title, rent versus own, right? Which one is right for you? Ready to level up your living situation? Hey, TikTok fam. Today we're diving into the age-old debate, rent versus owning. Let's explore the pros and cons and find out which one is right for you. Now I'm going to actually update we're going to say update this table with 3 to 5 tips based on the script. You like this? Then when I scroll down, what it's doing is I have my script. Well, where'd it go? Where are my tips? I want my tips. Let's see. I need my tips. I didn't get my tips. Update the table with tips for each catchy title in the table format. I don't know, let's see if that works. Oh, it gave me the tips. That's not what I'm looking for. Do you see how sometimes you got to really teach it? So this is what I would do, is I would take this one and write 3 to 5 ideas based on the scripts. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it gives it to me, because I'm working this out right now. Yep, there it is. So here's the cool thing, is it only gave me the information for idea 1, but I'll go back and tell it to give it to me, update the tips for ideas 1 to 5. Like, you can go back here and get this to do what you want. You can get ChatGPT to fix all of this. So now when you create your video, when you go live, you're going to actually have the tips that you can talk about with your catchy title. You've got your hashtags, you've got your hook, you've got your script, and your call to action. Boom. So even though we used the keyword tool, we downloaded keywords everywhere, install for Chrome or Firefox. Then we hopped over to ChatGPT and we used in the bottom left-hand corner the templates. Now, the great thing about using the templates is ChatGPT, owned by OpenAI, will kind of help you through the content. There you go. That is my quick tip for today. I will come back and maybe we'll talk about creating images via Canva. Thanks for watching. So thanks for joining me for another episode of ChatGPT. Here's the challenge, is ChatGPT has really changed the game on how we do real estate, or even just any business, or even our kids. So what I thought I would do is quickly show you how I created how I've already done this, but I'm going to actually start from scratch, and we are going to create a letter to target our sellers. But first, because folks don't believe me, I am just like all of you. And I always say I'm coming back to playing the sandbox. I'm really coming back to playing the sandbox. So over the weekend, I downloaded all of my past clients because I've been in the business licensed since 2001. These are people that closed. And then I also downloaded Mark's. So I've got like 6 different spreadsheets. And so Mark's goal, and by the way, this is a scrub. We're kind of fixing this because I think I have everybody's name and address, but just to kind of clean things up. So we've got the address, city, state, and zip, and then he's going to take a moment, make sure we have phone numbers and emails. So that's the homework, because now I had to come back and play in the sandbox just to prove to all of you that what I teach really, really does work. Okay, so this is what you see. The goal in real estate is we need to really generate leads. We need to generate leads. So we're going to create a letter in minutes with ChatGPT. So number 1, you're going to use data from the MLS. We're going to use InfoSparks. You could use data pretty much from anywhere. So now I'm licensed now in Florida. All you know this, right? So at least, yeah, Caremark agents, right? So the goal is to find the data. Not everyone has access to InfoSparks, but we do, right? So here we go. So use data from the MLS. It could be the MLS, it could be InfoSparks, it could be RPR, you name it, Realist, you name it. That's what we're doing. Then we're going to create a prompt in ChatGPT, and then we're going to copy, cut, and paste the data at the same time. And then we're going to use Microsoft Word or Docs, Google Docs, or Pages. You could use OneNote, you could use Evernote, wherever you can write a simple letter. All right, so let's test it. Let's get to work and let's test it. So the first thing I'm going to do is log into InfoSparks. So we're in InfoSparks. And now what we're going to do is I need to create a letter, so I'm going to make it simple. First thing I'm going to do now that I'm in InfoSparks is we're going to go over to reports. So we're going to grab reports. And then I'm just going to pull, you could use the county, you could use the city. I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to go with the county. And even Mark's homework is to mail this report to every seller based on their city. That's Mark's homework. So you know I got to be involved to make sure it happens. You already know. But to keep it simple, we are going to grab this data. Now, with InfoSparks, around the 15th of every month, we get updated data. So around April 14th, 15th, or 16th, we will get March data. So we're using February data, and this is going in the mail. Now, it really depends on who your target market is, or, you know, if your clients are buying townhouses or attached. So I'm literally going to hit Control A or Command A, and then Control C or Command C to copy. So Control A highlights, Control C copies. So I just copied it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to hop over to ChatGPT, which is OpenAI. All right, so we're in. You can even see that I've added a few Google add-ons. You can see down here. So, but we'll talk about that another day. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a prompt. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, write a letter using February 2023 data for DuPage County, Illinois, and write the letter at a 5th grade level to a home seller. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to say, use this data, keeping it simple. And I paste it, Control V as in Victor, Command V as in Victor to paste. Then I'm simply going to click enter. Once I click enter, ChatGPT is writing the letter. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. Then what we're going to do is once the letter is completed, we're going to copy it and bring it over to Word or Google Docs or whatever platform you're using. So if you're on a Mac, it could be something else. You might even take this same letter and have ChatGPT rewrite it and say it in less words or less characters. So now I'm going to simply copy it. So highlight and then right click to copy or Control C, hop over to Microsoft Word and then paste it. Boom. Some of you are like, well, Carrie, I don't like that color in the background. Neither do I. So I highlighted it, and let's see if we can get rid of the background, no color. Nope, it's not liking that. Here we go. Well, Control A. Let's see what this does. Themes, no color. Let's see if I can change the background color to something crazy. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's highlighting. So, okay, now, it's been a minute since I've been in here. Got it. And then I would get rid of this border. So really depending on which product you're using. So I'm going to come up here. I do believe this is my border. And then I'm going to find the borders, no border. There we go. So let me just remind you what I use. Up here at the top, this is my, my Pinterest palette. And I chose white as the background. And then I went over to my grid and I got rid of the table. I got rid of the outline and I'm done. I'm done. Another class, I'll show you how to do a mail merge because I don't really want to use Dear Home Seller, but now I have a letter and I can make this smaller because I know I need to make sure that I'm putting my information here. So Carrie Little, Caremark Realty Group, a way to contact me, my title, because I'm the designated managing broker. Voila. Thanks for watching me for another episode of ChatGPT on Learn to Earn with